Hello everyone, I'm Kevin Piland, thank you for joining us. Now, I just came across this story today that in San Diego, you can be fined for protecting your own home with an alarm system. But why is it that you get fined in San Diego, but it doesn't happen everywhere else? The sad part about this is he was a victim of a crime, and he found out about it via his smartphone. Now, I will say this, the homeowner has a right to be frustrated, and he also has a right not to pay the fine after his home was burglarized because he did not know about a mandatory permit for home alarms. Well, look at it this way. If you're going to have a law that says you have to have a permit just to have an alarm, then you either need to let everyone know about it before they buy the alarm in question, or they're going to wind up moving somewhere else. Because that is just not right. There is no reason why we should be fined for having a home alarm. Because we have a right to our security. We really do. Now, the TV station in San Diego reported that they checked into his claims and found the report that outlines major problems and mismanagement with the city's alarm user permit program. A program that the homeowners stated that they had no idea it even existed. Of course they didn't know that because they never even bothered to tell everyone about it. He only found out about it after he became a crime victim, of course. Now this paragraph really bothers me. He stated that he watched from his phone that someone broke into his apartment this particular summer. The instant security system he installed in his home alerted him that the door had been opened. What he did with his phone was what I wish everyone was allowed to do a long time ago. He was able to not only control the camera, but other electronics from the app. He actually turned the lights on and off by themselves to try to scare the person to get out. Now, I'm not saying it's going to prevent burglary, because a lot of times alarms don't prevent a lot of things. Sometimes they're still able to get in and still steal sometimes. Because the burglar made off with electronics in his most prized possession, his Google Glass, you start to wonder why it is that alarms don't always work. Did he call the police? Of course he did. They took a report, but no one was ever charged. And then he received a letter from the city. Now that letter from the city is what's upsetting. Because normally when you get a letter, or normally when you hear from the police, usually they tell you that they're sorry for your loss or anything positive, but instead they're threatening to fine you for having an alarm that wasn't permitted. He faced a fine of $146 unless he became compliant in 15 days. What kind of law does that? Now I'm wondering if the same thing's happening in Abilene as well. Because at the end of the day, we have a right to protect our property. Now this is completely unrelated to the story that I was just talking to you about a moment ago, but when I was working at Subway a few years back, I picked up a shift at Geely. And 2 hours later, my bike was stolen, and the lock and chain got cut in half. I put it by the side so they knew what I was talking about. I even called one of the employees that worked at that same Subway and let this person know what happened to me so that they knew what was going on, because they knew I was a bicyclist. The owners were not happy about it, and neither was the manager, who called me and said, you know what, don't waste your money. We'll get you a new bike within a week, and they did. All they had to do was just take the bus, and If they knew that I couldn't close, they understood why. That worked out pretty well, and I couldn't be more happier. I really couldn't. But it just kind of makes you think back, why would they fine someone for having an alarm installed to begin with? And if that story is not upsetting, this one is. Walmart was tricked into selling $400 PlayStation 4 consoles for $90. Now, this has to do with the price matching thing that Walmart's been advertising for some time now. But here's the problem. You can't blame the customers if they didn't know it was fake. You can't do that. Yet in the story it stated that Walmart customers using the price match promotion have tricked the company into selling $400 PlayStation 4 consoles for less than the quarter of their retail price. Using third-party sellers on Amazon, Walmart customers were able to purchase PlayStation 4s for as low as $9. On November 13th, the company announced it would price match select online retailers, including Amazon. However, any Amazon user with a registered selling account can create authentic-looking pages and list items for sale. Here's what doesn't make sense about that. If we can list something for sale online, why are we matching it with Walmart? We can't sell what we don't have. We can't do that. But what I don't understand is how they can sit there and blame the customer for something that they didn't even know was wrong to begin with. What if the customer researched it and found something that was $90 and bought it, and then they found out they weren't going to get the item? As far as delivery is concerned, from Amazon, I would be very upset if I ordered something that I was able to afford and didn't get it because they ended up wanting more money after the fact. Now, the Walmart policy stated that customers were required to show the cashier a screenshot of the sale page to request the price match. The policy stated that they're committed to providing low prices every day on everything. So if you find a current lower online price from an online retailer on an identical in-stock product, tell us and we'll match it. Now, CNBC reported that some employees apparently did not verify the legitimacy of the online prices, as many customers have reported being able to purchase the PlayStation 4s for $90. Now, on social media in general, including Facebook and possibly Twitter and other sites out there, customer posted pictures of receipts showing that Walmart accepted price match to fake Amazon listings. Now I'm starting to wonder, how do we even know it's fake? The fact is we don't know for sure if it's fake or not. So my suggestion to you is, if you see something that's too good to be true, it probably is. It could be fake and you wouldn't even know about it. There is no way that a PS4 would be $90 for one. Now, we're not blaming the customers who may have bought it and got it for $90 because it may not have been their fault. How would they even know it's fake? We can't blame the customers for something that isn't their fault. Because if we do that, then they're probably not going to go back to Walmart ever again. Instead, they're going to go somewhere else, like Target, Sears, Kmart, Now, on a Wednesday afternoon, no specific date was mentioned, but a Walmart spokesperson told CNBC that the retailer's policy has been updated. Stores will no longer honor prices from marketplace vendors, third-party seller auction sites, or sites requiring memberships. We can't tolerate fraud or attempts to trick our cashiers. Walmart said in a statement to CNBC, "This kind of activity is unfair to the millions of customers who count on us every day for honest value." I don't have a problem with them updating the policy and changing it whenever they need to, or if they have no choice. What I do have a problem with is customers being blamed for something that they didn't even know was fake to begin with. Because if I bought something from Walmart and I price matched it, and then I find out that it's considered stealing after the fact, this could make me look like a bad guy, and I can't have that. That's like them saying, well, the price matching thing is considered stealing, and we don't want anybody to feel like they're stealing because they're taking on a good deal. We can't have that. Now, I also want to end the show on a positive note, and a suggestion to many of you who watch the show and many others who haven't even seen the show yet. I want you to drive safe in snowy weather. You know, don't drink and drive. And most of all, you know, spend time with your families, because you never know when one may be gone. It was a lesson I learned the hard way when my youngest brother passed on. You know, spend as much time with your families as you possibly can. You know, I'm not asking you to skip work or anything like that. I just want you to spend time with your family, because you never know when one day they may be gone, or something bad might happen to them. You want to make sure that you've spent time with them. That way, if the police ask you, when's the last time you saw this person, you can tell them, hey, we just had a fun time at Chuck E. Cheese's or something like that, you know. That way they know that you've done something positive. You got to give them something to look at. Because who knows, it could be a missing child case eventually. You know, you just got to change the way you think about them. Alright, folks. That's going to do it for my show. I'm Kevin Piland, host of the Kevin Piland Show. Thank you for watching.